everyone, it's Marisa from bumblebeeapothecary.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make flourless peanut butter cookies. So if you are following a grain-free diet for any reason, or wanting to avoid grains, or following the GAPS diet, you'll probably know that cookies are one of the harder things to kind of replicate with grain-free ingredients. There's just something about getting that right texture that flour and sugar provide in cookies that's really hard to do with the more alternative baking flours and sweeteners. But this cookie recipe, you can really be eating it and you forget that you're actually eating something that contains no flours, no grains at all. And so it's also a very easy recipe to throw together. It's one of my favorite kind of flourless treat recipes. So let's jump in and I'm going to show you how to make flourless peanut butter cookies. So when I make these, I usually make a kind of a bigger batch, and then that way I freeze part of them so we can have them later and then enjoy some of them right away. I like to make it with a full 28-ounce container of peanut butter. Now, if you want to, which is ideal, you can sprout or ferment peanuts and make your own peanut butter that way, or just a nice organic peanut butter without additives will work fine as well. So that's what I'm doing this time, is just using an all-natural organic peanut butter with no additives. And so if you use a 28-ounce container, then that's the way that I do this recipe. So I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm just going to start by adding all of my ingredients to my mixing bowl, starting with my peanut butter. Again, this is around 3 cups of peanut butter, or my 28-ounce by weight jar of peanut butter. Next, I'm going to add 1 cup of date syrup. Next, I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Then I'm going to add 3 eggs. Then I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. And 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Then I'm just going to mix everything together really well. You can also use honey as the sweetener in this recipe. I just prefer to use date syrup whenever I am heating a recipe, because heating honey will destroy those benefits that it has, the enzymes and everything. So date syrup is preferred for me, but you can use honey if you want. Okay, so you can see how this comes together into a really nice workable cookie dough consistency once it's all mixed together. So you can just take spoonfuls about that size and put onto the cookie sheet, and then I like to press them down just a bit with that classic cross shape with a fork like you usually have on peanut butter cookies. So I'm just going to do that and fill up my pans. I usually, with this amount, I do need to do several pans of cookies, obviously. And you can also cut this recipe in half or in third if you want to make less at a time, but I do really like doing a bigger batch so that you don't have to do the work as often, and then just freezing a bunch of them. And then that way, if somebody needs a treat at some point, or like a substitute treat, if you're going to be around people who are not on GAPS or something, all of a sudden last minute kind of a thing, then you have something you can pull out of the freezer and your GAPS person is not left out. All right, so then once we have all the cookies scooped out and then pressed with our little fork pattern, they're gonna go into the 350 Fahrenheit oven for 12 minutes. All right, so here they are out of the oven. As you can see, they don't spread out a lot, but they do a bit, so it's good to think about that when you're deciding how many to fit on a pan. Now, these do need to cool completely on the pan before you try to handle them and move them. If you try to move them too soon, then they will kind of fall apart. But if you let them cool completely on the pan, then they do hold up very nicely to pick up and eat and to store and everything that you want to do with them. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. Hope that you give it a try. Be sure and check out that description box for links to places where I like to get the ingredients and lots of other things that we like and use. I also have free ebooks and other goodies, as well as links to my 30-day meal plan for the GAPS diet. I also have information on how I can help you follow the GAPS diet, and a brand new membership that I'm opening up where you can get live Q&As with me and group Zoom calls and exclusive discounts. So be sure and check out that description box for links to all those great things. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody else you think would like to know about a really delicious, easy, flourless peanut butter cookie recipe. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I get out new videos every week on nourishing recipes and natural living. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.